Hello students, very good morning. Today the date is 11th October. We still have exactly 20 days for commencement of whether CA final or CA inter examinations from November 1st. So only 20 days we were left with. The primary purpose of making this video, before I proceed further, kindly watch this video until end of the video and share it to your friends. I'm telling you, you will feel worth spending on this video. Your time will not be wasted. That's my assurance. Just an hour before, I got a news clip image that a CA student at Vijayawada has committed suicide. And the reason that they have mentioned in the newspaper is since from past 3 years, she is unable to clear the level. They have not specified about is it CA inter or CA final. I tried to figure it out, but somehow we didn't get that information. But anyhow, from past 3 years, as per the sources of information that we got, she is unable to clear the course from the past 3 years. And we all know from past 6 7 months what kind of trauma that every one of us are facing, being at home, pressurized at home, and attempt was cancelled. Whether this November exam will be held or not, 50% of the students are still having confusion. Probably all these thoughts would have made her to take this kind of decision. But even after looking at that clip, even I was personally devastated. See, I can easily say suicide is not the solution. I can easily say, but think of the person who has committed suicide. What is his thought process when he is committing suicide? They also know very well. They have seen many motivational stories. They have seen many movies. They have seen so many. They know that suicide is not the ultimate solution. But when the time comes, when your thoughts are completely disturbing you like anything, you stop thinking about all other stuff. Actually, a person going through suicide, if you talk to them, why, what is that something that prompted him or her to take the decision? They will tell you they forgot everything. Their mind don't function at that moment like logically and all. They just only would have felt they would have felt in a very depressed manner, and that's it. They go and commit suicide. Maybe at the time when they're jumping off, or maybe at the time when they drink something, probably at that moment they will understand I did something wrong. But after doing it, there is no point. First, let us have a clarity why we are unable to clear CA. It may be first attempt or second attempt, whatever. Why we are unable to clear CA exams? Identify the root cause. Why am I not able to clear CA exams? It may be CA or IIT, whatever. Why I am unable to clear? We have to do a root cause analysis. And sir, we have only 20 days left from now till November 1st or 2nd. We only have 20 days. What can I do within 20 days? I have not even started preparation. I was fully worrying. So what is the, what is the possibility? Only 20 days we have. All those queries I'm going to clarify now. Sir, will multiple attempts affect your career? Will multiple attempts affect your career? I'm going to talk even about that. Actually, I'm personally speaking, even now I am not feeling completely happy. So at least if at all I made a video 2 days before or 3 days before, of course I'm making videos very frequently. If at all this video reaches to her, probably I don't know, her mindset would have been changed. Till today I have received 5 to 6 calls from Pune, Bhubaneswar, and Jaipur. Those students are also unable to clear CA from past 4 or 5 years. In fact, 10 attempts. There is a student who have failed for 10 attempts. They called me after watching my previous video of 35 days preparation. I spoke to them at least 45 minutes to 1 hour to each and every one of them. I have changed their perception towards exam. I'm requesting you all, after watching this video, if you have any queries, kindly contact me. My contact number is given below at the scrolling. So kindly contact me. Fine. Let's enter into the context. Identify the root cause. Why are we failing in exams? Example, I'll tell you, very recently, some 3-4 days back, I have announced Support 30 scheme. Like I have offered those CA students who are pursuing old scheme will be given free auditing LMR classes. After watching that, one student, I have got at least 15-20 students request, directly calls. One student specifically asked me, sir, I'm scoring very, very less marks in auditing. I asked him, how many you score doesn't matter. How much you know is what really matters for me. He only told me, sir, I got 18 marks in auditing last attempt. So why am I getting lesser score? I asked him, do you think the answers that you're writing is correct? He said, yes, sir, I'm writing correct answers. The second question I asked, do you think the answer which you write is complete? So like, matlab, kya? Like, what's the difference between a correct and complete answer? Fine, I'll tell you. Do you think your answers are completely reasonable, confident? He said, I'm doubtful. Are you having good command on auditing subject? He said, yes. Then the first question I asked him was, what is applicable financial reporting framework? I'm just telling you this example so that you can understand, you can clearly understand why are we failing. I asked him the first question, what is applicable financial reporting framework? He didn't tell me. Second question, what is misstatement? I'm asking definition of misstatement. He know meaning of misstatement. He know what is misstatement. Misstatement means something wrong. No, I'm not asking a simple layman definition. I'm asking what is misstatement, because you have to understand these two terms. First of all, to understand auditing, to crack auditing, to understand auditing, because in audit we will see this word misstatement, applicable financial reporting framework at every chapter. So I asked him this question. He couldn't answer. Then I asked him, what is the difference between emphasis of matter and key audit matter? Difference. He couldn't answer. Then I asked him, what is non-sampling risk? He couldn't answer. What is analytical procedure? Explain me with a practical example. He couldn't answer. I proved that he do not have the conceptual clarity on the subject, first of all. Without understanding the root cause, if you ask me how to score well in auditing, how to score, sir, please give me tips to score well in auditing, as it is theory subjects. Beta, it is not theory or practical. It is whether are you conceptually clear or not. I proved him within 5-10 minutes that he is not having the conceptual skills. The main problem that we all face, the main problem that we all worry about is how to score, how to score, how to score. No, that's not the answer. That's not the question. How to gain mastery on the subject. How to gain conceptual clarity. Dear students, understand conceptual clarity is different from meaning, sentence clarity. You may understand a sentence, but you don't understand the concept. That's a main problem. How many of the students watching this video right now are completely confident on reporting responsibilities of the auditor? See, as auditing is my subject, I'm asking these questions. Reporting responsibilities of auditor, how confidently can you explain them? Have you ever questioned yourself, am I conceptually clear? No, none of us question it. How to gain good marks in auditing, how to gain good score in CA inter, how to gain good score in CA final, how to clear CA in first attempt. These are all questions unnecessary. This is not the root cause of the solution. The root cause is how should I gain conceptual clarity, absolute command on the subject? Am I learning in the right way? Am I learning comprehensively? These are the questions which you should pose yourself. But none of us do that. None of us do that. We only look for short-term results. How to clear this exam, how to score much in auditing, how to get exemptions, without understanding the basic responsibility of you. Understand, you are not writing exams for clearing exams. You are writing exams to become successful in your career. Look at the life in a very holistic manner. Exam is just a milestone. When you're reading income tax, understand tomorrow you're going to get a client and you're going to clarify him, you're going to give an advice to him. How do you think at that moment? For that reason, you're learning income tax and not to read income tax exam. You are learning GST to give an advice to a client, to solve a GST issue faced by a client, not for writing GST exam. You are learning auditing in order to conduct audit after you clear CA and after you become a chartered accountant, in order how to conduct audit, and not for the sake of qualifying auditing exam. Exam is a milestone. Why don't you understand that exam is a milestone? When you look examination as a destiny, you feel each and every pressure that you are facing until you reach destiny. If you see exam as a milestone, without noticing it, you'll cross it easily. You just imagine your day-to-day life when you're traveling in a car or bike. If you aim for the milestone, you feel you're taking more time to reach milestone. If you aim for your destiny, something which is your life, you feel the milestone. You don't even notice the milestone. Exams is something that should not be given high emphasis. Exam is just a milestone. Please, beta, understand exam is a milestone. Identify the root cause. Why am I not scoring good in the subject? That's not the root cause of the solution. Why didn't I score? Okay, my examination, the way I attempted is not good. Why don't you accept that? You always believe that my answer is correct. Your answer is correct. Who is delaying that? But your answer is incomplete. Your answer is not complete. You are only saying your answer is correct, but you're not saying your answer is complete. Sir, what is a complete answer versus correct answer, sir? Can you give me an example? Yes, of course. Of course I can give. Suppose this famous example I take, one very easy example. Suppose an auditor was appointed by board of directors in case of government company. The first auditor is appointed by board of directors in case of government company. This is a question. You have to comment. How many students write, provision? The board of directors of government company shall be appointed by C&AG. Over. In the given case, since board of directors have appointed the auditor, it is invalid. Correct answer. But this is not complete answer. Look at suggested answer. What is there, The auditor, as per the provisions of Companies Act, provision I'm talking about, provision. As per the provisions of Companies Act, the first auditor of a government company shall be appointed by C&AG within 60 days from the registration. If C&AG fails to do so, then board of directors shall appoint within next 30 days. If board of directors also fails to do so, then members will appoint within next 60 days. The auditor appointed as such shall hold office until conclusion of first AGM. And the student wrote only one line provision. I wrote entire provision. This is complete answer. In the given case, since board of directors have directly appointed the auditor, first auditor of the government company without giving the opportunity for C&AG, the appointment is invalid. What he wrote is correct answer. What I'm writing is also correct answer. But what he wrote is an incomplete answer. But what I wrote is a complete answer. Understand the difference. Understand the difference. That's what root cause analysis. It's not how to score. It's why I'm not scoring. Why? Think why, not how. We always look for possibilities to secure exemption. We always look for possibilities to score exemption. We always look for possibilities to clear in first attempt. But why are you not looking at the understanding, conceptual? Why are you not looking at gaining conceptual clarity? Many think conceptual clarity means understanding sentences. That's wrong. Conceptual clarity means understanding thoroughly entire subject. Do a proper root cause analysis. Do a proper root cause analysis. There are certain fundamental things. Suppose yesterday when I was talking to my friend Satyaraju, he taught me one new point. Many of us read impairment of assets revaluation. Sir, what is the difference between impairment and revaluation? He questioned me. I was thinking clearly. Have you ever questioned what is the difference between impairment and revaluation? Sir, there is an option called downward revaluation, right? Why are we doing impairment? Have you ever think about it? Revaluation is accounting standard 10. Impairment is accounting standard 28. What is impairment? What is revaluation? We learn individually. Do we ever compare? Are we doing a comparative study? When revaluation comes into picture, when impairment comes into picture, when there is a downward revaluation, what is the necessity for impairment loss? Have you ever questioned it? Revaluation is not compulsory. Impairment is compulsory. We are only reading everything individually. We are not combining it. Please understand. Learning sentences, learning paragraphs, understanding paragraphs is not conceptual learning. It is not how. It is why. It is why. Unless you question why, you will not understand the concept. So please do a root cause analysis. You will understand solution. You don't require any mentor or you don't require any guidance from anybody. You don't require. So does multiple attempts affect your career? No. Definitely no. I can confidently say strict, no. It won't affect your career. Career is different from entry. Maybe qualification gives you entry, but it's ultimately the skill set that decides your growth. I know a person at Chennai who is a partner in a reputed firm right now. He cleared CA final after around 18-20 attempts. 18-20 attempts. Now he's a partner in one of the biggest firm in Chennai, audit firm. If at all number of attempts affect a career, he would have been nowhere. But he became a partner. What made him to become or to secure a partner position in a very big firm is only one thing: his skill set. I have seen him personally, how efficiently, how dedicatedly, how practically he works. I know. The only reason why a person fails in exam is not giving attention on the subjects. Sir, in which attempt you qualified? In that attempt where I studied well. Simple. It's not seventh attempt, or it's not third attempt, or it's not fourth attempt. Which attempt you qualified? I qualified in an attempt where I gave my best efforts, where I studied well. Why you have failed in CA exams? Simple. I'm not studied well. Why don't you accept that? Why do you say CA is a tough course? It will take 2-3 attempts. That's a bullshit answer. Accept your failure. You have not studied well. You have not been conceptually clear. Accept your failure. Your progress, your career turns towards progress only if you accept your failure exactly as it is, without convincing yourself. Accept it on the face. If you don't accept your failure, there is no scope for progress in your career. So then why companies and all look for multiple attempts? Why don't companies give job opportunity for a second or third attempt candidate? Companies beta, they see number of attempts equal to your dedication level. They think if you take multiple attempts means you are not dedicated enough. Because you're not dedicated enough, you are clearing in multiple attempts. If at all a job is given to you, maybe you will postpone that particular task after you secure the job. So you will have a postponing attitude. The number of attempts the number of attempts here is linked to your attitude, not to your intelligence. Sir, a student qualified in 11th attempt of CA. He is more intelligent than the student who qualified in first attempt. I know that. Why? Because if a student studies a subject for multiple times, he has more exploration about the subject rather than a student who qualified in first attempt. I know 2%. I've seen people 2% together. I've seen. The conceptual clarity a student have after clearing CA in multiple attempts is much more higher, way more higher than a student who cleared in first attempt. That doesn't mean first attempt student don't have conceptual clarity. I'm giving you a general understanding of what I got. Number of attempts is linked with your dedication levels. The more number of attempts you have, less dedication towards it. That's what many companies have understanding about number of attempts. But I'm telling you, you may be rejected in campus, but you're not rejected in life. If at all somebody have not given you job, you create an opportunity for you. You are a chartered accountant, you are clearing chartered accountant, you are a member of ICAI, you yourself can open an opportunity. See, the problem with us is, the problem with all our youngsters, entrepreneurship, we are less recognizing entrepreneurship. We are not recognizing it. We are always wanted to depend on somebody. We always want somebody to look at for us, somebody to give a life for us. No. Every institution, every organization once was an individual. Understand that. Today you are an individual. If you put efforts, if you put all your whatever, your 100% dedication to it, you can create a business. What do you think on a job? Why do you depend on a particular job? I'm telling you, the entire job market is going to change in next 2, 3, 4 years. Now again, companies will not give importance to number of attempts also. Within 2 years, mark my word, within 2 years, you're going to witness this change. Today, company will give a job to that candidate who has a skill set rather than first attempt. I'm very confident of that. Today, you attend an interview in a Big Four. They may ask you whether are you first attempt or second attempt. You tell them confidently, sir, I am a 7th attempt candidate. But you ask me any question, I will answer. Are you dare enough to tell the second sentence when somebody asking you, so which attempt you are? You are only telling, I'm third attempt, sir. Why are you depressing? Sir, I'm a third attempt candidate. The only reason why I qualified in third attempt is first and second attempt I'm not studied well. Whereas in third attempt I've studied well. And you ask me now what is my knowledge, I will show you what is my knowledge. I am confident of myself. Why don't you portray yourself? When someone is asking you which attempt you are becoming down, you are becoming dull. Never become. You have failed because you have not studied well. Somebody has qualified in first attempt because they studied well. Why do you take number of attempts to your head? You know the actual reason why you failed. Or somebody don't know the actual reason. I told you root cause analysis. Do a root cause analysis. If you are unable to do, you can contact me. If you are unable to do, you can contact me. Qualification gives you only entry. It is only an entry. In the corporate ladder or in any other particular thing, how far you grow, it absolutely depends on your skill set, your dedication, your attitude, your morality. It's not first attempt, it's not rank. I know some rankers who have not even securing even today 20 lakhs package. I know of my friend, my close friend who qualified in second attempt and today securing 30 lakhs per annum package. It's always about skill set. Maybe you may not have now the skill set because you're not exposed to the world. But once you are exposed to the world, you will understand what is lacking in you and you will definitely make yourself upmarket, make yourself more and more skillful. So kindly, please don't get demotivated. Sir, now only 20 days left for November 2020 exams. What I can do within 20 days? 3 options you have. 20 days is enough for clearing single group. If at all you already given one preparation, if at all already you completed preparation, within this 20 days, even 5 days a single subject, 60 hours a day you have. 60 hours for each subject you're having. 12 hours a day means 20 days multiplied by 12, 240 hours divided by 4 subjects, 60 hours you have, where you can successfully revise completely confidently. Sir, I have not studied at all. There are so many family disturbances. In fact, in the past 1 month, my family members are affected with corona, or my family members are affected with health problems. I have not studied at all. Now I don't have option except to postpone my attempt. Why are you postponing? Yeah, you have 20 days. No, 20 days means 240 hours, 120 hours for each subject. You can get 2 exemptions. 2 exemptions you can get. You can decrease your burden in the next exam. If not 2 exemptions, option 3, at least you can get 1 exemption. At least 1 exemption you can get. Suppose if you are not deciding to write group 1, you are deciding to write group 2, you are having 25-27 days. Where that number of hours availability is in fact increasing by 40-50%. If you are writing for group 2, you are having 300 hours. Even if you have not started preparation till date, even if you have not started preparation, start preparation for group 2. You will clear done. Why don't you clear in group 2? You have 25 days multiplied by 12 hours, 300 hours you are having. Why don't you clear a group 2? Understand. If you think you can't do, you definitely cannot do. Negative thinking guarantees failure. Positive thinking may not guarantee success, but it will give you a path for making yourself successful. Whether you will use that path which you have, whether you don't want to use that path is ultimately your choice. I can only tell you what are all the options available. Ultimately, it is you who have to decide. Ultimately, it is you who have to choose. Ultimately, it is you who have to implement it. And even after watching this video, even after listening to me, if you still feel less confident, you can call me. My number is 9700273087. I'm Ram Harsha. So this is what I want to convey. Sorry if at all I hurt anybody while presenting this video. If at all anybody hurt, sorry. For everything, whatever I spoke, I have a real evidence. I have an evidence. I have example. Maybe I may not convey because of the length of the video. I may not convey everything. If you need any personal guidance, you can call me. You can contact me. I will surely help you. I will surely help you. Thank you.